Let's now move on to main topic number 4. And our fourth main topic today is sent in to us from Danny Milewsky, who writes, so James Gunn just posted a list of the full cast of the new Suicide Squad movie. There are a few big names to be excited about, like Michael Rooker and Idris Elba. In James's caption of the photo, don't get too attached. Smells a lot like what happened with the announcement of the Universal Monsterverse cast. Should we be scared of the announcement of a big cast before anything has been seen, or do you see this as a nod to the previous Suicide cast departure? Well, I mean, just so we all know what he's talking about. So James Gunn, one of my favorite filmmakers, right? I just love his sensibilities when it comes to making films. If you haven't seen Slither, make sure you watch Slither. Anyway, he is, of course, working on Suicide Squad 2. They just had the full cast read for everybody, and he jumped on social media to reveal the full cast. And it's a big list. So you've got Nathan Fillion, of course, his brother, Sean Gunn. Taika Waititi is in there. Viola Davis returns. Idris Elba, we've known for a while there. Margot Robbie returns. Of course, what James Gunn movie cannot have Michael Rooker in it? So Michael is there again. We've got Storm Reed from the bad movie Wrinkle in Time. But I'll tell you what, I was super impressed with that little girl in that movie. Jai Courtney is back. Joel Kinnaman. I like Joel Kinnaman, as a matter of fact. Peter Capaldi is in there. The big question mark I've got is John Cena. Again, I very, very much question John Cena.
No. Yeah. How dare you?
I'm not a big John Cena fan as an actor, but hopefully this one gets him back to what he's strong at, which is like being a supporting king, using his comedic talents. Because when they try to use him in a lead, for me, it just doesn't work. And of course, in that post, what he said as the heading on that post is, don't get too attached. So he's asking, well, wait a minute. So is that kind of like with the Universal Monsters movie? Because the Universal's monster movies, they started announcing all these big casts and the movies never got made. That's different here. This movie is getting made. This is one movie. They're not talking about future movies. What I think, and this is just my interpretation, what I think James Gunn meant by putting up that full list and then saying, don't get too attached, I think that's his way of telling us, people gonna die in my movie. There are people, so he's saying, don't get too attached to any of these characters, because there are characters who are going to die in this movie. He's not saying which ones or anything like that. So that's how I interpret it. Rob, you see this character list. You hear James saying, don't get too attached. What do you think he means by that? And what do you think about the cast list overall?
Well, I think it's exactly what you said. You've got this great cast of you know, what I like about it is it's truly a bunch of character actors. You know, you've got a few A-list stars, but I've always loved when you have a big ensemble cast. You want an ensemble cast. It's you don't want people to overshadow each other. It's that ensemble that's exciting to see all the actors interact with the other actors and bring that special sauce that mixes together and creates a great souffle. And I think that's what he's doing here. And because it's Suicide Squad, all bets are off. Anybody can die at any time. Like, you just never know. And that's going to be what's so fun about this movie, is that it's going to subvert expectations. You know, nothing is going to be precious, and you really have no idea how it's going to turn out. And that's exciting. I think that's what I want out of a Suicide Squad movie, hence the title Suicide Squad.
Which is true. Aaron, you're seeing this list. You see the cast. Number one, what do you think about the cast list in and of itself? And then what do you think James meant by the whole don't get too attached?
John Cena is my boyfriend. John Cena is my boyfriend. By the way, I did not realize that you could have a Make-A-Wish if you weren't terminal. And one of my greatest regrets about my period when I had cancer was not getting John Cena as my Make-A-Wish, because he's done more Make-A-Wishes than anybody. And I was like, hello.
You know what? By the way, I said I haven't been really impressed with him as a lead actor in things. I love him in supporting roles. The dude... he is, I don't know if you've watched any documentaries on John Cena. This dude never stops doing charity work.
Yeah.
He never stops. If
he's done more Make-A-Wishes than anyone else on the planet.
Yes, he has.
And John Cena, if you're out there, all I want for my Make-A-Wish is I want to go roller skating with you. That's what I want. So when I saw this list and I saw John Cena, I was like, yes, I am in. I will go see this for John Cena. But also, like, just a phenomenal cast. And yeah, I immediately was like, okay, well, all these people are in the movie, and that's cool, and a bunch of them are going to die, and that's even more cool. So that's clearly what the intention was behind that. And I think that what they're doing with this early release is they're saying, hey, you know, whatever you thought about the first one, because a lot of people had
Didn't
mixed,
like the first one,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. We'll go ahead and say that. Now they're saying, you know what, we're going to go in, we're going to come in, and it's not going to be just repetition of what you saw before, just bigger and badder. It's going to be a whole new cast of people whose names you already recognize. We don't necessarily need to put their faces on the poster because, I mean, you look at that list of names and you go, okay, John Cena. I look at that list and I go, oh my God, John Cena. And I feel like that's what is going to happen with a lot of people. I mean, Pete Davidson even.
That's right, yeah.
I've really enjoyed seeing Pete Davidson in a lot of his supporting roles. He was in the Motley Crue biopic, which wasn't great, but it was super fun. And he was really, he serviced that role very well. And similarly to your feelings on My Boyfriend John Cena, I feel like Pete Davidson is really good when he's in a small supporting role. He brings a really interesting, fun flavor. And by the way, one more pitch for My Boyfriend John Cena. If you haven't seen the outtakes of Sisters and Trainwreck.
Fabulous.
Sisters and Trainwreck. Mark Wahlberg. I look like I ate Mark Wahlberg. Like you gotta go watch it. If you need me, I'll be outside on Grindr. Like you gotta go see it. Just Trainwreck and Sisters, outtakes, John Cena. You're welcome.
And look, let me throw my weight behind that, because when John Cena, to me, when he does smaller supporting comedic stuff, he is in his element.
Trainwreck was genius.
He is so
Amazing.
good in Trainwreck. He
Yeah.
is so good in Sisters. And I could see why they gave him a shot with Blockers. I totally see why they gave him that shot.
I liked him in Blockers.
It's like, to me, I was like, you know what? To me, it was the apple wasn't ripe to get picked off the tree yet. I think he's not quite ready yet to be
Okay.
the lead guy. But in the hands of a James Gunn, because look what James Gunn did with Dave Bautista. Dave Bautista, who by his own admission, and I love Dave, said, I'm not the greatest actor in the world. I'm thrilled to get these opportunities. James Gunn is a director who has proven he knows how to take a performer, hide their weaknesses, and totally accentuate what strengths they bring. And maybe in a James Gunn hands, we could see something really specialized. So we'll have to wait and see. Question is, guys, what did you think about that whole cast list? Are you excited about it? Were you hoping to see some more names? Are you overwhelmed by the amount of names that we got? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, with that.